The Sky This Month with your host, Dave McDonald.
Welcome to The Sky This Month. For the middle of April, we're talking about the great New Hampshire eclipse, which was a great eclipse across the United States for sure. So that's the highlight of our show. We're going to start off with some still shots from a variety of cameras and telescopes. And then we are going to show you some videos, which are just amazing from 3 different viewpoints. And we're going to have some interviews about people at Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, enjoying the eclipse, what it was like for them. And then we have a couple of meteor showers to talk about for the end of April and the beginning of May. It's going to be an exciting show, so stay tuned. So I have my Total Eclipse of the Sun sweatshirt, which I got from Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, and I'm pretty well set for that. Okay, let's begin with some shots. So we are talking about the great New Hampshire total solar eclipse. And if you look carefully at the image on your right, to the bottom right, you can see just a little bit of a bite of the sun being taken out by the moon. So next, we see a little view of the area where we were sitting, where I was stationed, and that's the view over the lawn to the sky, and obviously the sun is above. Didn't want to burn the camera out. So then, I was with a group of people, about 40 people, many from the New Hampshire Astronomical Society and other friends, and that's us. I am over on the left side of the picture, not that you really necessarily care. And then the next picture shows us all with our eclipse glasses on, looking up at the sun, but I happen to be looking at the ground because I just put my eclipse glasses on. So we're excited. So we start. And the next slide shows the first bite. It's a little tad deeper than the first picture that I showed you. And you can see also sunspot there. We'll talk more about the sunspot in a minute. And as the eclipse progresses, we have, obviously, the moon is encroaching more on the sun, and now you can see quite visibly the sunspot sort of near the center of the sun, and then to the upper left, a smaller sunspot. And if you look very carefully just to the upper left of that one, there's a little one. I say little, it's probably about the size of planet Earth. Then next, we have the moon making more progress. We're just about halfway there. And next, we have the moment of totality, where we have the sun eclipsed by the moon, and that white dot down to the lower right is the planet Venus. And much more detail to show you in the video clips that will follow these still slides. So next, there's another view of the sun, and you can see the dark center, which is the moon. So all that right ring, that's not the sun, right? The moon, that black dot at the center, is covering the sun. Everything that you're seeing there is the corona, and it was amazingly bright. I went to the eclipse, as you know, 2017 down in Kentucky, and witnessed totality and the corona there. And the corona this year up in Pittsburgh, 7 years later than that one just about, was definitely brighter, because the sun is in a more active period of time. Next, we look down towards the horizon a little bit, so the sky has gotten darker, and you can still see the moon at the center of the sun with the corona, and that's Venus down to the bottom right. Next is, I took with a handheld camera and just looked up at the sky and took this picture of the sun. And again, what you see that glow around, that is the corona. The entire body of the sun is covered by the darkness of the moon. Next, this was taken by one of my students up in Pittsburgh, and Colin took this picture, and I just thought it was a nice landscape. And if you look carefully, or maybe you can zoom in on your TV, you can see the dark circle of the moon, and the whiteness, the lightness that you're seeing is in fact the corona. And I thought that was a really neat picture that Colin took. Next, we have finished Totality, and now the moon is making its way towards the upper left of these frames as the eclipse comes to an end. So next, you see the moon getting ready to exit, and now we're revealing that larger sunspot towards the middle-ish of the sun, and that one's probably a couple times the size of Earth. Earth, you can fit 109 Earths across the face of the sun, and I figure that's probably maybe twice as big as that. I figure maybe you can fit 50 of those across the face of the sun. And then next, you can see we're just about done, and we are after 4 o'clock now as the last bite of the sun happens. And again, stay tuned for the video, because I have some really, I think, amazing video clips from 3 different sources that I took. And then the eclipse is done, and I wanted to share this image with you. This is done by Ed Ting, and Ed Ting is a very prominent astronomer, telescope enthusiast, and he writes articles of Sky and Telescope magazine about telescopes, and is featured elsewhere. He was on CBS News. And so this is a composite that he put together, and you can see starting on the left side the images he put together as the sun makes its way across, and then you have like the fingernail, and then you have totality, and then the moon makes its exit. So thank you, Ed Ting, for allowing me to share this composite photograph that you took all these images and put them together in this very nice sequence. Thank you. And then next, a similar set of pictures by Rick Feinberg, Sky and Telescope magazine, and Insight Cruises. And we start with the top right here, okay? So we're going from right to left on the top. You see the little bite, and it gets progressively and progressively more across the top row. And then we get to the middle row, and the diamond ring effect happens right there in the middle row on the right. And then the coverage of the moon with Bailey's beads around. And then in the center, the corona, that's the maximum of the eclipse. And then it's kind of like bookends in a way as the moon makes its way and starts uncovering the sun, and you can see how things progress to the bottom row from right to left until finally we have the last image on the bottom left where you have the final tiny little bite out of the sun. So thank you, Rick, Sky and Telescope magazine, and the cruises. So we appreciate your sharing those things with us. So next, I want to transition to the video clips that I took, and I think that you're really going to enjoy these. So I have the first that you will see is from maybe you've heard of a Z-Star, and it's a digital tabletop telescope that communicates with your cell phone. And I took the images that it broadcast to my cell phone, and I'm going to share a little bit of that to you, including totality. And then I have a camera that has a video feature to it and a nice long lens that you'll enjoy, and also another long lens camera. So kind of a variety of different views of pictures and filters and colors, but I think you're really going to enjoy the effect of the eclipse. And then you will see one of, as we get about halfway into the eclipse, you watch carefully and you will see that sunspot slowly disappear as the moon's shadow covers. And the thing that I really like about that clip is you can see the moon is moving as it engulfs and passes over that sunspot. So enjoy these video clips.
All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, this is Dave McDonald with The Sky This Month, and we just launched a weather balloon. And with me is Jacob Garside with the new Plymouth State University and NASA balloon launching, as you can see, Plymouth State Balloon Team Nationwide Eclipse Ballooning Project. Jacob, tell us a little bit about what this project is all about.
So Montana State University got a grant from the NASA Science Activation Program to launch balloons during these two eclipses that are so close to each other. We had the annular eclipse back in October 14th of 2023, and now we've got this one in April 8th. This is April 7th. We're excited. We're just getting everything ready. NASA specifically wants to learn more about stratospheric gravity waves, but here at Plymouth State, we're learning about the boundary layer and how that's affected during the eclipse. So that's the first 2 kilometers of the atmosphere here.
And Jacob, we just saw the launch of the first balloon, and how many balloons will you be launching from the site here in Pittsburgh?
Well, we're going to launch 59 more balloons, so 60 total. So we have 30 hours here. We're going to be 24 hours before the eclipse and 6 hours afterwards. And then because we have 2 teams here, we're actually launching a balloon every half an hour, which we're pretty excited about.
That's really awesome. And at the moment, the weather's looking great for the rest of today and tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna hope. I'm praying. I've never seen a total solar eclipse, and I'd really like to see one. The annular one just doesn't quite compare. So I'm really excited.
And we're all looking forward to that. And of course, the great solar eclipse here in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Jacob, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course, Dave. Anytime.
Oh, I did awesome fine. This has got a little humor. Let's keep it.
I brought a tripod.
Totality, but just south.
What's that?
Manfredo is Bogan.
No, Montreal is.
Or at least maybe the other way around.
Yeah, but it goes.
I got introduced to them long in my
We don't have center
career.
lines.
Glasses on right now.
Glasses off.
Diamond ring!
See the diamond ring? There's a Corona. Little bit of Bailey's Beach. Look at 11 o'clock.
Wow.
That's the Corona, folks. The prominence at 6, 7 o'clock, the red. You need binoculars, though. Hang on.
I heard that they were very active.
Take a look. How we doing on time, Dave?
I don't know.
Now it's starting to come out.
Okay.
I got 3:31. There it goes.
Glasses on.
There it goes.
That's good for getting right down the
It was working on Friday.
99%, getting darker. 99%. 99.9. Glasses off. You have Jupiter, upper left.
Ah, there we go.
And I don't see Rigel yet. That is a breakthrough. Couple more dim stars around.
Here's Venus, lower right.
Yeah, Venus, Jupiter.
Jupiter's upper left, not in this view.
There's another one. Look at the birds. There's two.
They don't know what's going on.
At 6, 7 o'clock, the red. You need binoculars. Hang on. Take a look. How we doing on time, Dave?
I don't know.
Okay.
I got 3:31. There it goes. There it goes. Tiny little bit. 3, 2, 1, a half, a quarter. I think I'm calling it. Well, I hope that you really enjoyed those video clips and also the sound behind them, because you could hear the moment of totality. Things got pretty exciting, and you can hear a little of the side conversation going on. So I hope that you really enjoyed those video clips. So next, I want to feature a few people, several people that I got to interview right there on the spot in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. And also Rick Eames, who is my partner and the president of the New Hampshire Solar Eclipse Task Force, and I'm the vice president. And so you'll also see his Eclipse Mobile as part of the frame for our interview. And then after these interviews, we'll talk a little bit about what you can see in the sky for the closing part of April and the opening part of May. We've got a couple of meteor showers to tell you about. So enjoy these interviews. I'm here with Ricky Eames, and I understand this is your first eclipse, your first total.
Yeah, that would be correct. This is my very first one.
And tell us what was it like? What was the experience like?
Pretty eerie. It got dark and cold. It felt like I was on a completely different planet. It was truly incredible. Yeah, definitely enjoyed it.
And hopefully you'll be around for May 1st, 2079.
Yeah, the next one in New Hampshire, I'll be 87 years old, so I'll definitely be here, and I'm going to travel to check it out.
Way to go. Dawn, tell us, what was this experience like?
It was truly magical. I don't really have any other words except for magical, breathtaking. It's spiritual.
And we hope that you enjoyed it, what the video we were able to share with you, and hope you enjoyed it as much as Dawn did. I'm here with Gary Gladstone, and we just finished observing the total solar eclipse here in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Gary, tell us, what was the experience like for you?
Well, it was remarkable. There was a great build up to it, and it lived up to the hype. I mean, we were just so fortunate to have this perfect weather. I mean, the stars aligned, so to speak. And
so did the planet.
Yes, exactly. And to follow it with the glasses on, and then to have that cue to remove the glasses all at the same time and see that corona. It was just an amazing experience.
I'm here with Madeline. She's 9, almost 10. Madeline, what was this experience of watching this total eclipse like for you?
Well, it was crazy. I mean, I got the dress, and I thought it would just kind of look like what's on the dress. And then I see it, and it looks so cool. Like, it just looked amazing.
Are you look forward to the next one in 55 years from now?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm going to be
64?
64, yeah.
I'm here with Rick Eames, and we are the president of the New Hampshire Solar Eclipse Task Force, and yours truly, the vice president of the New Hampshire Solar Eclipse Task Force. And I think we pulled it off today, Rick.
I think we did. We won the weather lottery of a lifetime.
Yes, we did. And the eclipse happened just as we planned it.
It did.
So you were at the eclipse in 2017 in Casper, Wyoming. I was in Kentucky. How do you think this one compared to your total eclipse experience in Casper, Wyoming?
Well, Dave, I would say the weather was perfect both times, but what I noticed was a very, very, very bright corona, and I think it may have been due to activity. I know we're at the peak of a solar activity cycle. To me, it was just super, super bright, and there was a very, very strong solar flare or prominence located at about 7 o'clock that lasted through the whole corona. I actually got some magnification on it, and it was very pronounced, very big. I did not see that in Wyoming in 2017, and I think the corona was so bright it actually washed out some of the brighter stars we would have normally seen. I saw Jupiter and Venus, but very few other celestial bodies. It was still amazing, wonderful. It reminded me how every eclipse is different. They're never the same.
And yeah, that was amazing. And I concur, compared to the total eclipse we saw in Kentucky, in Hopkinsville, it was significantly brighter. And I agree that the sky was, in a way, washed out by the corona because it was so bright. But Jupiter and Venus were obviously right there. And just so everybody knows, the eclipse is still going on as we're having this interview together. The eclipse is happening, and we got about how much longer?
I think about another 5 or 10 minutes till we hit. Actually, no, I'd probably say 15 to 20 minutes before we hit stage 4 and the moon totally clears the sun. And I'd just like to add one other point. I had been clued in that wearing bright red, bright green, that those colors changed. I didn't see any clothing on people with that effect. However, directly across the street from us was a gas station, and the prices are in like red LEDs, and people in our party pointed out that the lights were on the same amount the whole time, but when it started to get dark and total and come out of it, the red was really, really bright. So that was an effect I noticed.
It really did stand out. So Rick, thanks for joining us, and you are no stranger to the sky this month, and we wish you the next eclipse. Where are you going to try to get for the next one?
It's a toss-up between Barbados, Spain, Egypt, and Australia, but I will be there, and hopefully Dave will be there with me. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome. And the next one in the United States, May 30th, 2033, in Alaska. What a great place to go in Alaska. Dave McDonald for the Sky This Month.
My name is Riley Rose, and I'm really excited for the next eclipse.
Hope that you enjoyed those interviews. It was a lot of fun being with so many enthusiasts about the total solar eclipse up in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. And as I showed you, Pittsburgh here, and I've got the solar eclipse 2024, and I love the back of the sweatshirt because you can see it's kind of like a concert type of a sweatshirt, and all the major times of the major cities that you get down to the bottom in red. And Pittsburgh, the show starts at 3:28 in the afternoon. And it did right on time. For about 3 minutes and 15 seconds, we enjoyed Totality. Well, let's talk about the sky. First off, we're jumping to April 20th. And one of the things about April 20th is you see Jupiter, it's labeled here, but just about a moon's width away is Uranus. So this is going to be a great night with binoculars or a telescope, the night of April 20th, to find the planet Uranus, which is going to be ever so close to Jupiter. And we're going to be saying goodbye to the Pleiades and Taurus, the Bull, Aldebaran, and our old friend up here is the vestiges of Orion. So anyway, now April 22nd is the Lyrid meteor shower, but we're going to be having a full moon in that vicinity, so it may not be the greatest shower ever, but be looking for it late night, April 22nd. the Lyrid meteor shower, late night. And let's go to the next slide, and we're going to talk about the beginning of May. So you see, I have the Eta Aquarids here, and the Eta Aquarids is going to be May 5th. And this promises to be a really good show. So this is early morning, May 5th. Late night, May 4th. Early morning, May 5th. And a couple days either side will be good for the Eta Aquarids. Your best time, again, is after midnight. And this is the leftovers of, or the debris from Halley's Comet. So once again, you have an opportunity to say, I saw Halley's Comet. Well, you saw the pieces, the debris from Halley's Comet when you see these meteors. And it promises to be a good show. So don't miss out the early morning of May 5th, late night May 4th, and a day or two, or evening or two before and after, and enjoy the Eta Aquarids. Now, we're in the morning of May 9th, and I chose May 9th because what you can see here is Mercury, and Mercury is at its point we call greatest western elongation, which means it's as far away from the sun as it's going to get. And so that, the way the ecliptic is set up is so we are going to get to see Mercury above the horizon. This is about 5 o'clock in the morning, so before the sun rises, maybe half an hour before sunrise. And then bonus, we have Mercury, we have Mars in the sky as well. Mars is at a point, I think it's May 6th, called perihelion, where it's closest to the sun. It's not closest to Earth, but it's closest to the sun. And then we say hello again to Saturn, which is making its way higher in the morning sky. Eventually will make its way into the evening sky again. So that's really pretty neat. The May 8th, 9th, you have Saturn, Mars, and Mercury all to look at and to enjoy. So I hope that you enjoyed the show and about the eclipse. I want to give you one more piece of information. We are putting together a time capsule May 1st, this year, May 1st at the McAuliffe Shepard Discovery Center. So if you're catching the show before May 1st, bring your memorabilia to be buried in the time capsule to the McAuliffe Shepard Discovery Center in Concord, and come to the McAuliffe Shepard Discovery Center the afternoon, later in the afternoon of May 1st. And in 55 years, May 1st, 2079, which is the next New Hampshire total solar eclipse, we're going to dig it up and have a look and see what the memorabilia is in there. So tell your kids, your grandkids, come put something in the time capsule, bring it to the McAuliffe Shepard Discovery Center, and we're going to put it in the time capsule May 1st. So don't miss that. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Dave McDonald for The Sky This Month, and it was a great total solar eclipse.